everyone, welcome to this new series from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford. I have been meaning to do this double page for you for quite a while. It seems to be easily broken down into small sections. However, since doing the flip through of Johanna's 2025 planner, I noticed that this page is actually in the planner. So I thought I would just do this page, and then when I do this page in the planner, if you are using the book, you could follow along with my planner ones. The planner is slightly shrunk, so it'll be slightly smaller, probably about that big, but I think it would work out fine. You could transfer it across. The only thing with the planner is the writing isn't in the middle, but I don't think that's going to make any difference. So let's crack on with this page. I'm actually going to start at the bottom because today I feel like doing some smaller videos. But just before I start, I'm just going to explain my sort of route. There's a sort of border around each little bit. I'm going to probably do that at the end once I've done the inside bits. I'm going to do each little section here and here and here, and do a little bit of a background behind each one, and then work my way round, and then when I'm done I will sort of do this border in something that I think will match all of it. Probably the ivy might be in a green, but I guess it continues through. It's probably all supposed to be ivy. Anyway, we'll see how it sort of pans out, but we're going to start with the key. I think I've done enough chattering. I'm using my Polychromos today. I just am in the mood for using something I know how to use quite well, and they will get into all the small spaces that we've got. I think we'll do a gold key just because I like doing gold. Hopefully it'll be good for you guys as well. So I'm going to start with a dark brown. I'm going to use my walnut brown. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion, which shade of dark brown, whether you might want to use your dark umber or even the sepia would work. I just randomly picked one, to be honest. So a bit of brown. I'm just going to scumble it on the edge and fade it slightly down, and then the same from here. So I hope everyone's doing well today. My three boys have just nipped off to the hairdressers, well, to get their hair cut. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to make a quick video. I'm trying to decide what to do with this. Now it's quite tempting to make, because we've got a shadow, a shine that's going to go through the middle there. I have to do the same thing with this. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to keep this lighter at the bottom because I really want this to look darker, because this bit is going to be set back a little bit. If you think about how a key looks, this bit is above here. So I'm just doing a little tiny bit along here. It's quite tricky. And then the end of each of these. Hopefully it'll all work out. Now I don't know quite what's going on with this shape, so I think I'm just going to make it darker each side and hope. The same here. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so I might sound a bit weird. I'm okay. I did have a bit of a shivery night last night, but I didn't feel rotten, I just felt cold. So that was a bit different, but I'm feeling okay myself. Now I'm going to use the raw umber next. I just need to sharpen it. Now you could use the nougat, the bister, the brown ochre, lots of options for you. There's the raw umber. As I say, I'm not sure how much it really... They produce a different shade of colour, but for me it doesn't matter as long as it looks sort of goldish, even if it was coppery. If you want a more bronzy coppery look, I tend to use a bit of orange, but I'm not so keen. Oh, something's just come through the door. I'm going to see what it is. It was the postman, and a couple of very boring letters. One was a reminder for an optician's appointment with a place that I don't actually go to for my eye tests. I went there for an emergency appointment once, which fortunately everything was fine. I was getting these weird flashes in my eyes, light to the side. It was very strange, and the optician had to have a thorough look to check that I wasn't going to have a detached retina. Apparently it's one of the symptoms, but it was all worked out fine. Apparently it's quite common. This is green gold, especially in people with short-sighted like me. And apparently there does become something happens to the eye or something, and it creates that flashing, and the retina can detach at that stage, but it didn't, so all was good. Now you could make this your last colour and just use this sort of antique gold type look, but I'm gonna add one more colour after this. It is quite important, I think, although some people don't do this, to leave a bit of white, and I find that makes it look more shiny. So my last colour is the Naples yellow, and I'm going to basically fill in everything, go over the top of everything and take that colour down to the centre. I want a tiny white gap, not too much, enough to trick the eye into making it think that there's a shine there, but not enough to really show up hugely. It's quite a challenge. I think I've actually coloured over it in quite a few places, but anyway, hopefully we'll still get that sort of metallic look to it. If you want to know how to make metallics with different pencils, I do actually have a guide on that in my Ko-fi shop, so you can go and download that and find out how to do it with all sorts of different brands. Or I've got one for Polychromos specifically with different shades of metallics. Now the background colour, I want to do something that's quite a contrast that will make our key really stand out. My eyes are actually drawn to the magenta. It's not a colour that I use very often really, so I'm going to have a go. What I want to do is to make it darker in the corners and then a bit lighter towards the centre. Now we've got to sort of establish where the edge is, because here, look, we've got a gap. So I think I'm just going to start it there, like that. And this will be my sort of darkest area in this corner. There we go. And then this side we've got the same sort of problem. And I think I'm just going to pull it across there like that. Okay, and then again this sort of dark bit in this corner. Now this corner is sort of just obscured by the leaf, so I'm going to go down here and just put this really dark bit here like that, and then we're going to fade it in towards the middle. So basically in the corner where it's really dark, you just want to overlap your colour with lots and lots of layers, so it's quite solid looking. And then as you come out towards the centre, you do less layers, and then it looks a little bit lighter. And put inside that. I think I want it fairly dark actually along this edge here. Oops, trying not to go over the ivy, but not going to worry too much if I do. It's not the end of the world. And there we go. Yeah, everyone's at the hairdressers. I could do with a haircut really. Problem is 3 boys have their hair cut, it costs 60 quid, and they do that every 6 weeks. I go and get my hair done, it costs at least £70. So yeah, it's, what's it called, the pink tax is what they call it in this country, where it's not a tax, but women pay more for things than men. You know, it's unfair. Women are prepared to pay more, I guess, and therefore they're charged more. I don't know. I mean, some women do go to barbers and get really cheap cuts, I guess, but I go to my hairdresser specialises in curly hair. She is lovely. The boys' hairdresser is lovely too, but I don't know. She just made me feel really at ease, which most hairdressers don't. I remember the first time I had my hair dyed, and I went to a hairdresser first before I did it on my own. After that I did it myself, but I was really scared that I would do it weird, it would be the wrong colour, or my hair would fall out, or you know, I don't know why I was so scared. So I thought I'd go to a hairdresser's, and he just kept saying, "You are so uncomfortable, I can tell you're really uncomfortable." I was like, yep. But this person made me feel really at ease, and actually looking forward to going back and seeing her again. Now, you could leave it sort of like that. I know it's a little bit messy, but what I'm actually going to do is to use a slightly lighter colour as well to make it look more faded. So I'm going to go for the light magenta and just sort of start it part the way along. Yeah, I explained to her that I didn't really like having my hair washed. I hated the massage bit that the hairdressers do. I know some people love it. So she said, oh, I won't do that. And she didn't wash my hair. She cut it, she did a dry cut anyway. That's how she cuts curly hair, because what she does is she looks at it dry to work out how the curls fall, and then that helps her know how to cut it. It was really interesting. She said she's trained in the curly girl technique. And anyway, so she did that, and then after she said, I'd like to give you a, I'd like to wash your hair. But she said, I'll give you a steam treatment first. So I sat at the sink and had this steam treatment on my hair. And then she said, can I wash it? And I said, okay. She said, I won't massage your head. And she didn't. And it was fine. I didn't mind having my hair washed, which was good. So and it was really good, because normally when I have my hair cut, I go home and wash it because I hate all the itchy bits of hair that come out all down my neck and everything. Whereas because she washed my hair after she cut it, it made perfect sense, you know. And then I didn't need to wash it for a while, and I could just enjoy the freshly cut styling that she did. Though she taught me how to style it as well, which was good. Now it doesn't look quite, it still looks much better on wash day than any other day. And I used to wash my hair daily because of that. So when I do go back to her, when I can justify the expense, then I'll ask her if I'm styling it right, because it just doesn't quite seem to be as nice. Alright, I'm just finishing this off, trying to make it look like we've got quite a nice sort of a solid-ish amount of colour really. I don't want to see loads of paper through. I mean, obviously in the centre there it's quite pale, but I'm going to grab a different colour in a minute to do that central part. I'm just trying to get all this white bit done. I'm just going to sharpen this up because I want to make sure that I get around the edge of all of the leaves. Because I'm going to do the leaves at the end, if I have missed a bit right next to the leaf or the stem or whatever, I won't remember what colour I used. So I won't be able to sort of fill it in. So I'm going to try and make sure I get right to the edge of everything now. I hope that makes sense. Because I know that I probably won't do any, I won't do much more on this page probably for a few days, because it's the weekend and I've got things going on. Well, I might be able to on Sunday. Anyway, so I just want to make sure that I don't forget what I'm up to. So I'm just going right up to the edge of the key. I was just going to do the very centre bit in white, but I'm not sure that it actually needs it. I think I'm going to leave it like that. It doesn't actually, the key doesn't stand out as well as I'd hoped, but I rather like having a background on there. I think it's quite a good way to show you how to do backgrounds, because it's this very small space, and that's one way. Maybe I will vary it. I could do different backgrounds on different items, but I'll have a think about that before the next video. But for today, that is us done. I hope that was okay. Quite short, but I wanted to do a few short ones to start with. They'll get longer as we go round, I'm sure, because the pictures get a bit bigger. But for now, I want to say thank you for watching. Hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.